In the last video, we went over the fill in the blanks, drag and drop. We went over some strategy, and in this video, we're going to look at a specific example and how I would go about solving it in the exam. So remember, you only get 1.5 minutes based on the timing that we went over. Obviously, I'm going to take some more time just so I can explain things to you. But in the exam, we ideally do not want to spend more than 1.5 minutes for this particular question. So let's go through the passage. Gene modification is a process of blank the genes in an organism by introducing or removing specific DNA sequences. So my first guess would be the process of altering. Genetic modification is the process of, I would say, altering, because talking about modifying something. In case of foods, these modifications are usually targeted at dash crop yield, increasing sounds appropriate, and making the crops more resilient to disease or chemical agents. These changes can be made much more quickly and dash through genetic engineering. Reliably sounds right. These methods are dash, with many scientists claiming that GM crops are safe. These methods are controversial, sounds right. And many opponents saying that they require further environmental and health related study. Sounds right. So that was my quick kind of summary of how I would go about solving it. I'm going to quickly skim through it again to see if it makes sense, and then I'll explain it to you. Genetic modification is the process of altering the genes of an organism. In the case of food, these modifications are usually targeted at increasing crop yield and making the crop. These changes can be made by much more quickly and reliably through genetic engineering. These methods are controversial with many sciences. Many opponents think they require further environmental and health related study. Okay, so that is how I would go about solving this particular question. Let's look at the answer, and I'm going to summarize it as well. So yeah, so most of everything that I selected was correct. I'll just give you an explanation of how I went about doing it. So genetic modification is a process of blank the genes of an organism by introducing or removing specific DNA sequences. So in this particular example, since the word modification was there here, it was pretty easy to select the word altering as well. Moving on to the next sentence, in the case of food, these modifications are usually targeted at blank crop yield. Now, usually when you're talking about crop yield, that is the output of crops that you produce, you would obviously want to increase it. So that's why increasing makes more sense in this particular option out here. These changes can be made much more quickly and reliably through genetic engineering. Yeah, so again, reliable was the most appropriate option that I could choose from here, because nothing else really made sense. Quickly and controversially dividing, first of all, they don't make grammatical sense, and this was just the most appropriate blank. These methods are controversial, with many scientists claiming that GM crops are safe, and many opponents saying that they require further environmental and health related study. So controversies happen when there are two sides that are opposing. Methods dividing could have also been an option, but controversial is just something that is more frequently used in English. And health related study, again, that's like a phrase that's commonly used, health related study, and nothing else really made grammatical sense. So that's the way how I would go about solving this particular question in the exam. You look at the meaning and see which is more appropriate. You try to use your grammar sense to eliminate certain options, and it becomes very easy for you to select the correct answer. And in certain instances like this, you just need to know which words go together intuitively. So that's it for this video. I will see you guys in the next video.